Lesson 1. Why don't you speak up more? That question haunted Rosa every day. She was a quiet cashier at a corner grocery store in Missouri. She understood English, the words, the grammar. But speaking it, that felt like standing in front of a moving train. She wanted to speak, to belong, but fear kept tying her tongue in knots. Until one day, something changed. Lesson 2. It was a rainy Tuesday. An elderly customer, Mr. Jenkins, had just fumbled his coins. Rosa bent to help him. As they stood, their eyes met. "You know," he said, smiling kindly, "your English is much better than your silence makes it seem." She blushed. I just don't want to say it wrong." He patted her shoulder gently. "Then say it wrong. That's how you say it right one day." Lesson 3. Those words stuck. That night, Rosa searched YouTube for conversation practice. She stumbled upon a video. 30 minutes English listening practice, real conversations. The voices were calm. The words were clear, not fancy, just real. And for the first time, Rosa spoke back to her screen. Quietly, shyly, but she did it. "Hi, how are you?" she whispered. "I'm good, thanks. And you?" It wasn't much, but it was hers. Lesson 4. Rosa started practicing daily. Each morning before work, she'd repeat phrases out loud. "Excuse me, where's the library? Can I have a coffee, please?" It was like planting seeds. Her confidence grew slowly, almost invisibly. But it grew. And at the store, when customers greeted her, she began to greet them back, not with a nod, but with full sentences. Imperfect, yes, but beautiful. Lesson 5. One afternoon, a teenager walked in with headphones on. He looked lost. Rosa approached him. "Need help?" she asked. He blinked. Yeah, where's the cereal aisle?" Rosa smiled, pointed and added, "It's right there on your left." The boy grinned. "Cool, thanks." That moment, it wasn't just small talk. It was a victory. A silent warrior had just spoken into the world. And the world had listened. Lesson 6, Rosa started noticing things she'd never paid attention to before. The way the mailman said, "Have a good one," or how the barista asked, "For here or to go?" These small phrases were everyday English, not textbook grammar, but real life. She started writing them in a little notebook she kept in her apron pocket. At home, she would speak to them aloud, in front of a mirror. One phrase at a time, she was becoming a new version of herself. Lesson 7. Her co-worker Kevin noticed the difference. "You've been talking more lately," he said with a friendly smirk. Rosa laughed, trying to use my words. Kevin nodded. "Well, I think it's cool. You've got a nice voice, you know." Rosa smiled, her cheeks red. Compliments used to scare her. Now, they encouraged her. She even found the courage to reply, "Thanks. You're not too bad yourself." Lesson 8. On her lunch breaks, Rosa started listening to conversations around her. Not to snoop, but to learn. How people greeted each other. How they disagreed without sounding rude. How they laughed through mistakes. She realized speaking wasn't just about being correct. It was about being present. Being brave enough to be part of the moment, even if your accent showed. Maybe especially if it did. Lesson 9. Her next big test came when a customer asked for a refund. Rosa felt her heartbeat spike, but instead of panicking, she took a breath. "Okay," she said slowly. "Let me check with the manager." The customer nodded. It wasn't perfect English, but it was clear and respectful, and it worked. Afterward, the manager said, "You handled that really well." And Rosa felt something bloom in her chest. Pride. Lesson 10. That night, Rosa recorded her own voice for the first time. "Hi, my name is Rosa. I work at a grocery store. I love learning English." She listened back. Her accent was strong. Her rhythm is uneven. But it was her voice, her growth. And suddenly, the fear didn't matter. What mattered was the journey, and how far she'd come from that silent girl who couldn't ask for a coffee out loud. Lesson 11. Rosa began volunteering at the local library on Saturdays. She shelved books, organized cards, and helped visitors find what they needed. One day, she overheard a mother struggling to translate for her daughter. Rosa gently stepped in. "I can help if it's okay." The mother nodded with relief. Rosa explained the library rules in slow, simple English. The little girl smiled. Rosa wasn't just learning English now, she was sharing it. Lesson 12. The librarian, Ms. Harris, noticed Rosa's kindness. "Have you ever thought about tutoring?" Rosa blinked. "Me? Teach someone?" Ms. Harris nodded. "You'd be great. You understand what it's like to start from zero." That night, Rosa couldn't sleep. Her English wasn't perfect. But maybe that was the point. She still remembered how it felt to be afraid of speaking. Maybe she could help someone else cross that bridge. Lesson 13. At the library's ESL night, Rosa met May, a young woman from China who had just moved to the US. Rosa sat with her, and they practiced greetings. "How are you?" "I'm fine, thank you. And you?" It felt familiar, like Rosa was talking to her past self. May laughed at her own mistakes, and Rosa laughed with her, not at her. For the first time, Rosa saw how far she had come, because now she could lift someone else. Lesson 14. They started meeting weekly. Rosa would bring flashcards, simple stories, and funny phrases she'd learned from everyday conversations. People say, "I'm down." It doesn't mean they're sad. May giggled. "English is crazy." Rosa agreed. "Yes, but we're learning it. Together." These moments weren't just about language anymore. They were about belonging, understanding, and building bridges where walls used to be. Lesson 15. One afternoon, May brought Rosa a small gift. A notebook with a note inside. "Because of you, I am not afraid to speak anymore." Rosa held the notebook close. It wasn't about grammar drills or perfect pronunciation. It was about courage, about showing up, about being a quiet voice in someone's noisy world, and proving that kindness, more than anything, is the best teacher of all. Lesson 16. One Sunday morning, Rosa walked into her community center and saw a flyer pinned to the bulletin board. Looking for volunteers to read aloud at the local children's circle? Help kids fall in love with books. Her heart raced. Reading aloud? In front of people? That was a mountain she hadn't dared to climb. But something in her said, "Try. Just try." Lesson 17. She signed up. All week, Rosa practiced. She chose a short, funny story about a dog who couldn't stop sneezing. She read it every night, into her phone, to the mirror, even to her neighbor's cat. Each time, her voice grew stronger, her rhythm smoother. Not perfect, but human. Real. When Saturday came, Rosa stood in front of 15 squirming kids, opened the book, and began. Once upon a time, in a tiny house, lived a dog who sneezed like thunder. Lesson 18. They laughed. They leaned in. They asked her to read it again. Rosa couldn't believe it. The kids weren't judging her accent. They were enjoying her story. That night, as she walked home under the early spring sky, she felt something shift inside. She wasn't just speaking English anymore. She was telling stories. She was being heard. Lesson 19. The community center invited her back the next week and the week after. Soon, Rosa started a read and talk circle for English learners. At first, just 3 people came, then 5, then 10. They read simple stories aloud and practiced small talk afterward. Rosa wasn't the shy cashier anymore. She was a guide, a friend, and for many, a first step toward confidence. Lesson 20. One of the attendees, Carlos, was a truck driver from Mexico who had never spoken in public. After 2 months, he stood up and read a full page aloud. His hands shook, but he did it. When he finished, the group clapped. Rosa smiled through tears. She remembered her own shaky beginnings, whispering, "Hi, how are you?" to her laptop. Now she was helping others shout it to the world. Lesson 21. As the months passed, Rosa's little read and talk circle grew into a community. New faces appeared every week. People brought food, shared jokes, told stories from back home. Some even brought their kids. What started as English practice became something greater. A safe place. Rosa looked around one evening and realized she had helped build a space where no one felt small anymore. Lesson 22. A teacher from the local high school heard about Rosa's group and invited her to speak at their International Student Day. Rosa almost said no. Standing in front of teenagers, in English. That old fear crept in again. But then she remembered May, Carlos, the kids who laughed at the sneezing dog story. If she backed away now, what would she be teaching them? Courage means stepping forward, even when your voice shakes. Lesson 23. She took the mic in the school auditorium. At first, her voice was low, but she breathed deeply, like she'd practiced. My name is Rosa. I came to this country afraid to speak. I was afraid of my accent, of sounding wrong. But now I teach English. Not because I'm perfect, Bex, but because I kept going. Her words filled the room like sunlight. The students watched her with wide eyes. She wasn't just teaching English. She was showing them what it looked like to rise. Lesson 24. After the talk, a quiet girl approached her. "Your story sounds like mine," she said softly. "I want to be brave too." Rosa smiled. "You already are? Speaking to me? That's the first step." They hugged, and Rosa felt the weight of what she had become. Not just a learner, not even just a teacher. She was a light, a reminder that language doesn't just open doors, it opens hearts. Lesson 25. Today, Rosa still works at the grocery store. But she's also a reader, a speaker, a mentor, a leader. Her English isn't perfect, but it doesn't need to be. It's real, alive, a living bridge between people and possibility. And if you're listening to her story now, maybe it's because your journey is just beginning. Maybe you're afraid or quiet or unsure. That's okay. So was Rosa, but she kept speaking. And so can you. Speak with mistakes. Speak with fear. Speak with hope. Because every word you try brings you closer to who you're meant to be. Your voice matters. Start using it today.
If you loved this video and want to improve your English faster, do these 3 things right now. 1. Hit that subscribe button, because I drop powerful English lessons like this every week. 2. Smash the like button, so YouTube knows this video helped you. 3. Share with friends, because everyone deserves to speak English confidently. On the Control English, you get the world's simplest English tricks. Tap the bell icon to never miss a new lesson. Today's challenge: share this video with 2 friends and tell them, this channel will change your English game. Thank you. Keep learning. Keep growing.